The dawn went to night bit by bit, and the new year was approaching in the heavy snow, falling silently in the form of snowflakes. Brother Far's cell phone rang. Brother Far put the phone to his ear, half laid his upper body, and gave a hello in a very stylish manner. The call was from the salesman of the company, asking for instructions on a business matter. Brother Far bowed his upper body to his ex-wife, picked up his phone, and went to the entrance. Brother Far was gesturing with his back to the wall at the entrance, sometimes whispering, sometimes sighing helplessly. His appearance was obviously not answering the phone, but making a year-end summary to all customers in the restaurant. Later, Brother Far seemed angry and like a political cadre reprimanded his phone. "Tell him, just say that I said it." The phone seemed to be still muttering. Brother Far was obviously impatient and shouted loudly, "Just say it! I'm eating with my wife! Just say so, huh? Say so!" After Brother Far said this, he shut the handheld phone, and his whole body was filled with the harshness that could control the world. Brother Far returned to the sitting position, and his residual anger was still on his face. Brother Far pointed to the phone and complained to his ex-wife. "They are incapable of doing things increasingly. How can I be gentle with those guys? How do you say this business is going to be done? I can't go to do everything myself." When Brother Far said this, it was as if this was not a restaurant, but his bedroom or living room, and it was still his wife who sat in front. The ex-wife was expressionless, just looking at him calmly. The ex-wife's expression reminded Brother Far. Brother Far turned his mind, bit the inner side of his lower lip very uncomfortably, and said off the topic, "The business is getting harder and harder." However, the illusion just now did not make Brother Far much embarrassed. On the contrary, an extreme soft meaning came out at that instant, like a feather brushing Brother Far pointlessly. Brother Far was stunned for a long time, suddenly stretched out his hand and put it on the back of his ex-wife's hand. The ex-wife pulled her hand back and said, "Don't be like this." The ex-wife glanced around and said softly, "Don't be like this." Hearing his ex-wife's words, Brother Far became sad unexpectedly. The sadness was from nowhere. It was inexplicable, but it came extremely fiercely. The fierceness surprisingly covered Brother Far in a moment. Brother Far shook his head lonely and held up the wine glass very dejectedly. Looking at the wine in the glass, Brother Far said painfully, "This wine is fake." Brother Far began to regret his recklessness in the past. Why can't he be more careful? Why did he let his wife hold the handle? If his wife is still in the dark, now there would be home and women. Neither the inside nor the outside would be on each other's way. Brother Far's women were so many now, and he couldn't even remember. However, women are not the same as women, and sex is not the same as sex. Brother Far's desperately looking for women, of course, has the meaning of hunting and collecting. But Brother Far has always been eager to find the first time when he was together with his wife. The feeling of the world falling apart, the helplessness, the shyness, the painful search from head to toe, the chattering, the tears for inexpressible, the clumsiness, the guilt for even the smallest mistake, the eager call for nicknames, the self-centering but not self-interested, the meticulous and diligent study, like classmates, reading together, understanding the new discoveries and new progress. No more. Brother Far is like a tire, swiftly galloped on one after another woman's body. He's inflated and deflated, deflated and inflated again. But women are the color of night, endless. Brother Far held his chin with his hand and looked at the two earlobes of his ex-wife alternately. The XO made them red, transparent, and hairy glowing. There was a thin layer of juice in Brother Far's eyes, like both wine and tears, both innocent and lascivious, like both pain and longing. Brother Far just looked at them for such a long time, motionless. Brother Far started to speak eventually, even though with a low voice. However, because his elbow was resting on the table and his chin on his wrist, his head was up and up when he was speaking, which seemed unusual. Brother Far said, "Come to me for the night, all right?" The ex-wife said, "No." Brother Far said, "Oh, I go home?" The ex-wife smiled slightly and said, "No." Brother Far said, "Please." The ex-wife said, "No."